All right, welcome everybody to the Fight Club tonight. You know what? We can't have a veil over the music. All right. So we're going to be using the Klipschorns and we're going to be comparing. All things will remain the same. We're comparing amplifiers tonight. We're comparing Schiit Aegir 1, Class A. It's warm. It is warm. It's been warming up. Let me go ahead and get Luxman warming up. Schiit Aegir 1 compared to the amplifier section, Class A of Luxman. And we're going to compare it to Yamaha, the amplifier section of Yamaha AS-1100, fantastic amp. And we're going to compare it to Akitika GT-108, the discrete version. All of these are very special amps in their own way. They have, otherwise I wouldn't have them here. They all have their own attributes. They're all very special. We're going to start with the Schiit. I listened to the Schiit and I compared it to the Lab 12, which is a Class A tube amplifier. Not a fair comparison, but it held its own. The Schiit did very well. I was impressed. I have not been a fan of Schiit in the past, but they did a very, very good job with this. I'm not going to judge. I'm not going to have any preconceived notions or biases going into this. So we're going to start with the Schiit. When I did the comparison between the Schiit and the Lab 12, I used the song Conquistador by Procol Harum. I'm going to use that again. It's an old song. They used a full orchestra. The recording's not bad. It's not the perfect test song, but I'm going to do that again tonight so that through this video one could also go back and listen to the Lab 12 also. If you wanted to compare any of these amps here with the Lab 12, single-ended KT-150, single-ended Class A triode as well. That way you have the same song. And anyway, it really doesn't matter. It's a comparison, and we're going to listen to the same song. And because I have so many, I have 4 amps tonight to listen to, I'm going to cut the song off halfway through, because it's going to be a lot of times on this video. I don't want to spend too much time editing and having this thing composing the video and uploading the video and that sort of thing. And we'll get the idea with half the song. We'll get the idea. All right, so let me go get things set up. I'll go ahead and turn on the preamp and get the DAC out of standby mode. We're going to be using, we're going to be streaming from either Qobuz or Spotify. I haven't figured that out yet. We're going to be going into the Lab 12 DAC1 reference, a fantastic tube-driven DAC with Philips TDA 1543 multi-bit chips, 8 of them in parallel for averaging. We're going to be going feeding that signal into the Macintosh C8 vacuum tube preamp using 12 AX7s throughout vacuum tubes, and then the preamp will drive whatever amp is under test. All right, that's it. Let's get started. We're going to start with the Schiit. Oh, by the way, don't grab a cup of coffee. Get a friggin' beer. Get some scotch. Get some bourbon. Coffee's for like getting motivated for work. This isn't work. This is pleasure. Grab an adult beverage. If you don't drink an adult beverage, then get an Arnold Palmer. Get a Shirley Temple. It's really cool to have a non-alcoholic beverage named. I can't think of another one. Get a Jim Jones Kool-Aid. It's not alcoholic, but the fucking hangover is killer. Okay. Before and after each listening sample. I'm going to tell you what makes this amp special, and I'm going to give you my quick impressions, not impressions to bias you, because you're going to decide for yourself. But what makes this special, again, it's a Schiit product. Because I have it in my possession, I can tell you the build quality, at least from the outside, is excellent. Very impressive. The value for the price, okay, that's what value is about, is absolutely outstanding. And it's a Class A all the way into 10 watts, which is way more than most people even need to drive speakers to a reasonable level, especially speakers that are reasonably sensitive. To me, it's an outstanding value. It's very, if this is representative of a Schiit product, then good for them. Okay, that's all I can say. And I will say this is on loan from Carytown Sound in Richmond. I'll be returning it to them. I think Mike took this on a trade, and it's an outstanding value. I've tested it. If anyone wants it, it'll be there. I'm not selling it for the company. I have no interest in the company, but it's an outstanding value. It'll be there for sale, and I think he's selling it for about $500. A bargain. You can't get this anymore, by the way. The Aegir 2 is out now, and it's not Class A. All right, enough said. I'll give you my impressions afterwards. Then we'll move on to Luxman. We'll move on to Akitika, which is one of my favorites of all time, and Yamaha, which is one of the smoothest sounding beauties I've ever heard. All right, let's do it. Schiit.
Ready? Oh, after you. Cut. Here you go. It's a hot one. Twisted
must have thought there is no time. I must pay my respects. And though I came to jeer at you, I leave now with regrets. And as the gloom begins to fall, I see there is hope. Oh yeah, and though you came with so hell high, you did not conquer, only died. Though I hope for something to find, like a sea note, place to unwind. Though I hope for something to find, like a sea note, place to unwind. And though I hope for something to find, like a sea note, place to unwind.
Okay, having heard the shit, I can't tell you I heard anything wrong with it. I am sensitive to vacuum tubes versus transistors, and I can tell you it sounds like a transistor amp. I did hear, vacuum tubes tend to smooth things over, when there's a certain bit of harshness in transients, especially with crashes of cymbals or just transients with high frequencies. I find that transistors tend to produce a bit of harshness. Tubes tend to make that a lot more pleasant and a lot more smooth. And I did sense that a little bit with the shit. But the mid-range was beautiful. The vocals, beautiful. The bass control, perfect. I mean, I noted when I compared the shit to the Lab 12 single-ended triode that I found that the mid-range is actually to be superior. And of course the utmost of bass control better. So, I didn't note anything wrong with it. But when I hear, I don't know, what should I do next? You know what I want to do next? I want to do Yamaha next, because I haven't heard Yamaha in a long time. Let's do that next. This thing is killer in smoothness. I'll be right back to tell you what makes it special. Let's get it hooked up. Okay, Yamaha is hooked up and idling. It's warming up. It is on main direct, and I have the outputs of the preamplifier hooked up to, I don't know if you can see it, but they're hooked up in the main in. You have preamp out. I can't really see here. There we go. You have preamp out and main in. The main in is when you feed the preamps into just the amplifier section. And that's what we have. So there are no tone controls possible. The volume control is bypassed. Everything is bypassed. The VU meter should still work though. And we're on speaker outputs A. All right. What makes this special? Well, first of all, it's a Yamaha. It's Japanese. It has super high quality MOSFET output devices, output transistors. And the configuration, the output topology of this amp is unlike 99% of any other Class AB amps. It's a Class AB, which is fine, but it doesn't use the traditional push-pull type symmetrical topology. It uses, they call it a floating balance design, but years ago when I went through the schematic, I was able to derive that it's actually a version of what's called a cyclotron, which is an old design that was originally used for vacuum tubes, and they've implemented it using MOSFETs, which is really the transistor equivalent to a vacuum tube. Okay, so it's really a great, fantastic design, and I've kept this thing. And there's a new iteration of this now. But I don't think they can do any better than this one. So I'm keeping this one. And I've always found this to be super smooth. Okay, it's not like a transistor amp and it's not like a vacuum tube amp. It's like the best of both worlds. The smoothness of this is incredible. I have not listened to it yet. Let's do it right now. Let's see. But it's like velvet. The bass control is as good as anything I've ever heard, but the mids and the highs are almost like, you know, like velvet. It's been incredible. So let's see how this holds up. You decide.
You ready? Oh, after you. Shut. Here you go. It's a hot lamp.
Conquistador, your stallion stands in need of company. And like some angels haloed proud, you reek of purity. I see your armor-plated breast has long since lost its sheen. And in your left-eye space, there are no signs which can be seen. Though I hope for something to find, I can see no place to unwind. Twisted door, a vulture sits upon your silver sheet, and in your rusty scabbard now, the sand has taken seat. And all your jewel encrusted blade has not been punished there. The sea has washed the grassy face, taken all its spell. Oh, I hope for something to find, I can see no place to unwind. Oh, I hope for something to find, I can see no place to unwind. Twisted door, there is no time. I must pay my respects. Though I came to cheer at you, I leave now with regrets. And as the gloom begins to fall, I see there is hope, only all. And though you came with soul held high, you did not conquer, only die. Though I hope for something to find, I can see no
turn the Yamaha off, let it get cooled. It never really gets hot, but so there is a difference between the Yamaha and the Schiit. The Schiit, the vocals were more forward. The Yamaha, they were a little more distant. However, I will say this, I'm not going to use audiophile terminology. I'm just going to use my own emotional terminology. I preferred the Yamaha. I found the music, okay, I found it less harsh in the transients. I found the highs to be more enjoyable, the transients to be just way more enjoyable. I found there to be a bit of harshness with the Schiit. You know, I was a little bit cringing on some of those transients. Not with the Yamaha. Everything nice and smooth, just like, and maybe it's, you know, maybe it's just my implicit bias. I don't know, but just smooth. And I'm trying not to use audiophile terms. Emotionally, I connected with the music way more with the Yamaha, just me. And that's my impressions of being here in the room. And I found the music to be more realistic and less tin canny. I don't know how to describe it. Less cold and analytical and more musical with the Yamaha. Okay, that's my impression so far. Let's move on. You reach your own conclusions. Maybe you'll hear something different. I'm being completely honest with you. I don't have a cat in this fight. All right. Okay, Akitika is hooked up and warming up. This has been a very special amp to me. I've made a video about this. I won't get into details. It's an excellent design. The designer himself is a Dan Jaffe, I think. Very skilled designer. This is a discrete version. It's got output MOSFETs. It's a traditional Class A B design. However, based on my past comparisons, I found it to be absolutely outstanding and a giant killer. However, I have new ears right now. Let's just, I've listened to 2 amps in a row. This is my third. I'm ready for the comparison. Well, let's do it.
You ready? Oh, after you. Cut. Here you go. It's a hot one.
Twisted though your stallion stands in need of company, and like some angels haloed proud, you reek of purity. I see your armor-plated breast has long since lost its sheen, and in your left space there are no signs which can be seen. Though I hope for something to find, I can see no place to unwind. Twisted door, the vulture sits upon your silver sheet, and in your rusty scabbard now, the sand has taken seat. And now your jewel and crusty blade has not been punished there. She has washed the grass and face, taken our spell. Though I stood though there is no time, I must pay my respects. Though I came to jeer at you, I leave now with regrets. And as the gloom begins to fall, I see there is hope, only hope. And though you came with soul held high, you did not conquer, only die. Though I hope for something divine, like a sea glow, made to unwind. Though I hope for something divine, like a sea glow, made to unwind. And though I hope for something divine, like a sea glow, made to unwind.
Okay, that one was weird. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it, but I'm going to have to commit to something right now. I felt there was a lack of bass control. There was something boomy about the bass that didn't exist in the other two amps. It didn't exist in the Aegir, the Schiit Aegir, or in the Yamaha. I would have to give more songs more listens to really figure that out. But I really did feel that there was some boominess that I didn't hear in the others. I don't know if it's bass control. I'm not sure what it is, or whether it's a character of this amp. I did hear excellent sound staging, but I did hear some harshness, some typical transistor harshness that was non-existent in the Yamaha. And it was equivalent to the same kind of harshness I heard in the Schiit. Maybe the Schiit does use MOSFETs. Maybe it's a MOSFET characteristic, because this uses MOSFETs. Well, no, actually, sorry, the Yamaha uses no, Yamaha uses MOSFETs too. Nope, So far, I'm going to tell you the order that I like them. Number 1 is Yamaha. Number 2 is Schiit. And number 3 is Akitika. That's how it's rolling tonight. Let's try the final one. Let's try the Luxman. I have it burning in. Because it's a Class A, I wanted it to warm up. It's been warming up, so I'm giving it a fair shake. Let's do that next. This is interesting. And I vowed to be honest with you, even if it contradicts things that I've said in the past. Okay, we're ready to roll with the Luxman. Again, what makes the Luxman special? We're only using the amplifier section of the Luxman. It is a Class A. They're bipolar junction transistors that are paralleled. They have an only distortion negative feedback circuit, which is a really unique, really beautiful circuit. It's extremely well crafted, Japanese, excellent reputation. It sounds good. In the past, I have preferred Akitika over this, and in the past I have sometimes preferred Yamaha over this. Let's give it a shot right now.
Ready? Oh, after you. Cut. Here you go. It's a hot one.
door, your stallion stands in need of company. And like some angels haloed proud, you reek of purity. I see your armor-plated breast has long since lost its sheen. And in your death-marked face, there are no signs which can be seen. Though I hope for something to find, I can see no place to unwind. Twisted door and the vulture sits upon your silver sheet, and in your rusty scabbard now the sand has taken seat. And now your jewel encrusted blade has not been lost there. The sea has washed across your face, taken all its spell. Though I hope for something to find, I can see no place to unwind. Though I hope for something to find, I can see no place to unwind. Twisted door, there is no time. I must pay my respects. Though I came to cheer at you, I leave now with regrets. And as the gloom begins to fall, I see there is hope, only all. And though you came with soul held high, you did not conquer, only die. Though I hope for something to find, I can see no place to unwind. Though I hope for something to find, I can see no place to unwind. And though I hope for something to find, I can see no place to unwind.
Wow, very revealing. Okay, out of all four amps, I think I preferred the Luxman. It's a close call between Yamaha and Luxman. They're different. Overall, this is the most neutral amp. Bass control was better. Imaging, sound staging better. Everything was just more listenable. However, the Yamaha has this X factor that just sucks you in. I can't describe it. You know, I can't, it's so hard to tell. I'd have to listen to the Yamaha again right after listening to the Lux, which I'm not going to do. But based on all four, I'm going to say my favorite was the Lux. Number 2 is Yamaha. Number 3 is Schiit. And number 4 is my poor little Akitika. Yeah. However, let me say this in conclusion. You draw your own conclusions. Oh, let me say this about the Lux. The Lux brought the mids back into into focus, into the center stage, equally as well as the Schiit. The Schiit did a fantastic job with the mids and the vocals. The Schiit was just as good as the Lux with vocals. And maybe even with the high frequencies, maybe the Schiit was a bit more harsh. The Lux kind of smoothed that over a little bit. And with bass control, the Schiit was about as good as the Luxman. But, you know, again, we're comparing different price ranges here too. But something about the overall neutrality and presentation and lack of harshness. But the Yamaha has this X factor that I can't describe. This listenability, this smoothness, this, I keep saying velvet. It coats everything in this velvet, which is really pleasing. It's really hard to describe. And I'm doing all this tonight before my first glass of wine, so I didn't want to be jaded by anything. Nothing. So maybe that's the difference. I'm about to go compose this video, compile the video, but I hope you enjoyed it. You draw your own conclusions. And Stereo Police, I hope you found this edifying and enjoying, and hopefully I'll be able to borrow some more gear from Carytown and make some more of these fun videos in the future. Yeah, all right, Stereo Police, ciao, I love you. Over and out.